Hi Terriers, I missed you guys. I hope you guys are doing okay. So this is Miss Martinez YouTube channel. So today I am going to give you some tips and ideas for those of you who maybe do not have paint at home. So if you're tired of coloring with crayons or just markers, we're going to create our own paint using water bottle sprays, or if you don't have water, you can use a cup of water and the markers. And even the markers that are running out of color, you can still use them and turn them into watercolor. And you're also going to need, of course, paper. Make sure it's torn off, and then you can use it afterwards. I'll put that aside because I'm going to use some smaller paper that I have here. So this paper, I'm just going to use one. And if you have a Sharpie, you can do a drawing before you do the watercolor technique on foil. Or you can draw it after with the black marker after it dries off. So we're going to focus on drawing on the foil. So go ahead and start using the markers to just make any design that you want. You can make a rainbow, but make sure it's big enough so that when you put your paper down, like this one, you can get enough color on it. So I'm going to just put random streaks of color. You can do the ombre effect, which is when the colors fade into each other. Put some yellow. Some green. Some blue. And some purples. Alright, so your foil should have color all over it. So hopefully you can see that. Now you're going to put the spray on the soft squirt. You don't want it to be a streak, you want it to be sprayed. Then you're going to spread it all over that foil. Make sure that you're able to see the little spots of water. Then you can grab that sheet of paper that you have already. I'm actually going to add more because I'm starting to see the colors blend. And I'm not going to pick it up because that's going to probably streak the colors. Then I'm going to place that paper on top. Make sure that you're doing this at a table that's not going to get stained or damaged. Press it. Rub on the color onto it, and when you're ready, lift it up, and you have a beautiful paper that's colored. So you have to leave that flat so it can dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on the foil. I might even bring some foil that's already dry so it can dry on top. So we're gonna let that dry for today. We are back because the watercolor paper is now dry, and we'll post a clear, more close-up picture of it so you guys can see it. And I'm going to draw a picture of it. So pay attention to the lines, and maybe you can draw self-portrait, or maybe you can do your own design. So some of you guys have already learned about centangles. So centangles is when you doodle with lines, circles, squares, and shapes, and you create art based off of that. So you can do it on this by starting off with lines. You can divide the space into whatever design you want, or you can draw a picture and then do a centangle from that. So I am thinking I want to do a mandala, which is a circular drawing with just lines. So I'm going to start from the middle, and I'm going to draw a circle. So just a simple shape, a circle. And then I'm going to add another circle around it. And I'm going to keep adding circles until the entire paper is covered. So I am done with my mandala, and then I would upload a picture so you guys can see it up close. So I drew hearts, swirls, triangles, and then almost like a little rainbow shape, but it's only black and white. I can always go back and color it. And then I put hope in the middle, because at this time of you know, crisis and all. I think everybody needs a little hope. But now I'm gonna move on to the other technique that you can use for the watercolor. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So I am back, and this time I pre-drew on my white paper, and I did it with black Sharpie. It's important that you use black Sharpie if you're doing this technique, because Sharpie doesn't bleed when you add water as much as a Crayola marker, as we're going to be using it in the foil. You're going to need this, and if you want to do a little fun experiment, grab a white crayon, and we're actually going to use the fact that it doesn't show on white paper to create a cool technique on the back. So I'm going to do little stars and just kind of guess where you're putting them. You can even do swirls, hearts. I'm gonna make the path of where the butterflies fly, so maybe we'll be able to see that. It's just an interesting way of creating a design. Alright, so that should be enough. So now I have the white, which you cannot see obviously, and I'm going to use the water on the foil that I already pre-drew. So I did a rainbow and then I did a blue border around it. Again, do this in a space where you can get messy because the water can spray. And if you add too much water, then this might not even work. Like right now I see the colors blending together, which I'm fine with. I'm gonna let them soak in a little bit more. And then again, you lay the paper flat down. You want the drawing to touch the water. So I'm gonna press it and spread it with your hand, palms. And you might be able to see the color coming through. I think I'm really gonna like this. I could even see the drawing in the back of the Sharpie. Alright, and once you think it has soaked up a lot of the color, you can slowly peel it off. Wow, I love the results. And then we have a beautiful rainbow watercolor painting. And that's it. That is your second technique with water.